Oh man. Have you ever heard the old expression, when it rains, it pours? Yeah, well, when it rains in central Texas, it drops giant hailstones on everything. Yeah, we had a heck of a Sunday night last Sunday. Didn't damage this, I guess. The skylight was not destroyed, luckily, but a lot of other things were around the house. So anyway, let's shave. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that gig I was talking about last Thursday or Friday or whatever I don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore. Last week. Let's say last week. All right, I took a shower, did my hair. I'm gonna put some hot water on my face, even though I'm kind of sweaty. But yeah, so I was talking about that gig. I held up that Beetle bass last time, and it was good. We had a great time. We went down to San Antonio. It was like a little. There's a neighborhood there, like the houses were built in like the late '70s, early '80s, and some modern ones, but mostly that kind of era. I'm gonna shave today. Just shaving. You've seen all this stuff before. You don't need to hear about it. This is more about just chatting today than shaving. But I hope you don't mind. If you want some super hard-hitting, hard-biting, factual shaving content, there's lots of guys out there. Like Ken Surfs and Paul H. Films and Kevy Shaves. Yeah, even Kevy. Good old Kevy. Anyway, so it was a golf course community, and it was a little, in the golf club itself, they've got a pro shop and a little bar, and they have a big room, like a ballroom, where you could have events. So that they had an event, and they hired us, the three of us, to do our little Beetle Bash thing. And I walked in. It's not like a really fancy, ritzy golf club. It's not like super high end. It's like a normal, kind of like, if you could say that, kind of middle class golf club. So it's not like super like uptight. Everyone there was so nice. Just north of San Antonio, I think it's called University Hills or something like that. Anyway. And in their little ballroom where they have events, they were having a British-themed, British invasion, rock and roll party night. So they had decorations up of, going to use the Pearl Flexi Black version. The adjustable, I love this razor. I haven't had any blade chatter. People kept asking me about blade chatter for this one and the other Pearl Flexi. I've never seen it myself. I don't know. If I do, I'll let you know. But I guess maybe some people have been plagued with some manufacturing things that were weird. But anyway, so they got all the decorations set up like they have, the red telephone boxes, and they got, themed drinks for everybody. And it was just a wonderful time. It was pretty simple gigs, just three of us, acoustic. But they got up there and they danced, and some of them dressed up. That's... it's easy whenever you have a 60s themed party, and we played a lot of 60s themed party being a Beatles band. In the early days, whenever you would have that, everyone would just come dressed up with a big, silly looking afro wig and big Janis Joplin glasses and peace and love. And they are always like hippy dippy, because that's super easy to dress in costume, You get your grandma's old moo and put some beads around your neck and a wig that makes it look like you have long hair and you're a hippie all of a sudden. And that's kind of boring to me. I mean, I'm glad people are having fun, but I've seen it so often. I've seen it so much. So I was dead chuffed when, I was excited when Mad Men came out, early 60s, all the way through. And people started showing up at 60s themes parties in like groovy, like suits like Don Draper, and the ladies were wearing like, the 50s dress, or early 60s, so it wasn't hippy dippy. It was like mod and cool and retro and Rat Pack. So anyway, my point is, everyone was having a good time. People were dressed up. They were dancing. They were friendly. There was an 11-year-old kid out there I was trying to encourage to continue playing the drums because his grandma said he plays drums. So, and he was dancing. So, that's the incredible thing. If you're not a fan of the Beatles music, that's okay. You don't have to be. But if you are, well, yeah, you are. No, my point is, their music seems to bridge generations. So my parents were young right when they hit big. So it was their band, in those early 64, 65 kind of stuff. And then I cottoned onto them in the 70s. And then finally in college, I listened to every single thing and I was hooked. And now, when we play these parties, it's usually older people. But then the kids get out there, they dance, they know all the words. It's incredible. What am I doing? I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm just, oh gosh, let's go down this one. My goodness. All right, folks. So that was fun. That was a nice little thing. I had a nice drive down to San Antonio. It was about an hour and a half to get there. And for Texas driving, that's not very far. Remember, I went to London in 2006 or whatever it was. It was I can't remember, the 90s. And I said, I asked someone, how far is Liverpool? Because I wanted to go to Liverpool, which I did. And they said, oh, it's very, very far away. It's 100 miles away. I was like, 100 miles? That's nothing. Let's go. 100 miles to Waco. So yeah, living in Texas is gives you different ideas, distances. And good sequitur there. Texas. I tell you what, the weather here, I know the weather's tough all over, folks. But we had an ice storm last winter, which destroyed so many trees, so many branches. Unbelievable. I'd never seen that kind of destruction. It was thick. It was almost half-inch thick ice on everything. So we have that. Then we have a summer that is the hottest on record. So we go from freezing to the hottest on record, 100 triple-digit days for, I think it was, like 50 days in a row, It just wears away at you. So then we had that. We got the heat. We got the ice. And we're in the middle of a terrible drought, too. Ugh. I mean, some of the springs, the spring-fed springs, like down in New Braunfels, are dry. The Comal spring there in Lambda Park is dry. And then, the other night, Sunday, it's been hot all day. It was like a really hot day. And there's supposed to be like a thunderstorm coming through. I get all excited, Oh, finally, a break in the weather. Let's have something other than just blazing, sunny heat. Oh boy, I really nicked myself going the wrong way than that. Look at that. That's a good lesson, folks. Let's talk about shaving for a second real quick. I totally forgot what I was doing, and I started shaving up against the grain before I had ever done any down, and I nicked myself a few times. So that's why you got to go with the grain, that first one, if you're going to do more than one pass. I just totally blanked out because I was chatting. Anyway, it was a hot day Sunday. Thunderstorms coming. I'm excited. Thank goodness. Let's get some rain. We need it badly. So it starts raining and wind. Oh my gosh. It's the kind of wind now. The trees are already weak from the drought, the heat, the ice storm, and they are whipping. We got tons, or in my neighborhood, we have tons of big live oak trees, elm trees, pecan trees, tons of old trees. And they're whipping around like crazy. It's like, oh, please don't drop any giant limbs on anybody's house or car or whatever. So there's that, and the thunder and the lightning and the rain, and then you start to hear the hail. And I don't know if you live in a place where it hails. I don't know what it means sleet, like little pellets. I'm talking hailstones. So it starts off small, starts off like, I don't know, like a lemon head. You know that candy lemon head? Small, larger than a pea. And that goes for a little bit. It's like, oh, dang it, shucks, because we've got our cars outside. We don't have a garage because it's an old house where they converted the garage already. And then it starts getting bigger. The hailstones start getting like quarter size, like a quarter, like a coin, And then you're like, oh God, oh man, I'm gonna have to deal with hail damage on my car. I've done that before. I've been in, my cars have been dented and insurance has taken care of that stuff over the years. So this ain't my first rodeo, as they say. But then at about 10 o'clock at night, 10 p.m., huge baseball-sized hail started falling on our neighborhood, the neighborhoods nearby, north of us and south of us. I'm gonna show you a picture real quick. We actually saved a hailstone from that night and put it next to a baseball so you can see what was falling all over our house. Check it out. I mean, there's nothing scarier than being trapped in your house, just waiting for something to shatter or break or something. Man, I really nicked the pee-wadding out of myself. You see that? I got this on 3. I should go down to a 1, dang it. Anyway, I'm just bleeding all over the place this week, folks. Baseball-sized hailstones falling all over our cars, all over our house, our roof, our shingles. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. And that went on for the better part of 10 minutes. Baseballs, just thousands of baseball-sized hailstones falling on everything. And the noise was unbelievable. Luckily, none of my skylight here, I was waiting for it to shatter. Waiting. I can see the hit marks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's like 10 giant marks where it's knocked the dust off that I can see where they hit. So it got hit. Just thank goodness it didn't break, because it just would have poured down rain into this bathroom. Unfortunately, our cars and our roof shingles and many, many, many other cars around. I mean, you drive around our neighborhood right now, every car is damaged. I'm going to show you at the end of this video. I'll do a little walk around of the just some of the dents in my car. It may not translate, and then I'll show you the front windshield, which is just shattered. I've never, in my 53 years of living here in Texas, where we have some pretty severe stuff. I've lived through hurricanes. I've seen a tornado, thunderstorms, unbelievable lightning storms. Hailstorms even. I'd never seen baseball-sized hail in my life. And you're just helpless. You're just helpless. You're like, I can't do anything. I got to wait it out. And then you got to survey the damage. So yes, windshield totally shattered. Cars, both of our cars, dented everywhere. Big dents. I mean, not little, I'm talking. I don't know, the insurance adjuster is going to come out today and give us an estimate to fix it. Luckily, we are insured with those things. We do have homeowners insurance, but my car might be a total write-off. It might be, I just got this car last December. Do you guys remember when somebody slammed into my other car? I had a Lexus and somebody just destroyed it. And I got this one. It's great little Honda, It's in good shape. It's gently used, not too many miles on it. I've been taking good care of it since last December. And then all of a sudden, Mother Nature decides that thing should have a few dents in it. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I don't know what that's going to take. I don't know if they're going to give it a ride. I hope they don't, because I don't want to have to look for another car, and they're probably not going to give me what it's worth and all that jazz. And then the roof is another thing. I've had 4 roofers show up because they're perusing the neighborhoods now because they know we need it, and I have to have the roof replaced. And that, I got an estimate. I don't know if this is high or not, if you guys are roofers, but I got one estimate so far. It's $10,000 to replace all the shingles and stuff on the roof. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Roofers, contractors, that good? It's a reputable, locally owned business, so it's not just some fly-by-night knocking on doors. I called them before the people started knocking on the doors. Anyway, I tell you what, and my kids, ooh boy, because we have a 2-story house, and my youngest son was upstairs. He was going to sleep in our bed because he didn't have school the next day, and he likes to do that. We swap out. Sometimes I'll sleep somewhere else, or sometimes my wife will, but the 3 of us can't fit on the bed. So, but man, he was freaked out. I was freaked out. Well, I wasn't freaked out, but I was very concerned. And I was helpless, as I said. So that was, I don't want to go through that again anytime soon. I hope you don't have to go through it. I hope if you have, or if some sort of tragedy has befallen you, struck your family, your town, your community, wherever you are, just know that you're not alone. People are going through this and these sorts of things right now all over the world. I know that misery loves company, and it doesn't do much to just say, hey, you're not alone, buck up, kid. But I mean, what else are you going to do? That's my attitude. And I was telling my sons this week, the way that I mentally deal with, let me put this up. We're done shaving, by the way. I cut the dickens out of myself. So I'm going to use the Gentleman John Allen block this time. That'll stop the bleeding, tighten up the skin. Yeah, I just wasn't even thinking, wasn't shaving properly, and I'm paying the price. Anyway, what I was going to say is my coping mechanism mentally for when, tragedy strikes, or, adversity, I'll say that. Adversity strikes, because it's just a car. No one was hurt. That's the important thing, right? It could have been worse. It could have been worse. There are people, their entire windshield was not just cracked, but destroyed, so they can't drive their car, or it got rain in it, or their houses, their windows in their houses were, two of our windows were broken, just small breaks, but shattered, and it's not getting any better. But I always try to keep it in perspective, that it could have been a lot worse. And it could have. Somebody could have got hurt. The house, the skylight could have broken through. So yes, it sucks. We are prepared, We pay those insurance premiums all the time. Oh boy. So anyway, that was our excitement last Sunday. My goodness, what a time in the old town. And it's been hot ever since. Hot and sunny ever since. Not a drop of rain since. And no relief in sight yet. And it's almost October. Please take me. Montpelier, I want to be there right now. It's like 66 degrees there. I'm doing all Fahrenheit, folks. You figure it out. All right, so I did the Allen block. Let me do this again. There's a couple little nicks, little doohickeys. So in the comments below, what sort of things have you guys had to go through that were like that? Like maybe a fire damage or flood, or I know that Montpelier just had some terrible flooding. And it's just, it throws you off. And mine was minor compared to that kind of stuff. Believe me, I can still drive my car. I don't get on the highway because the window is shattered. I'll show you at the end of this. You'll see. There's like a chunk, like one of the ones that hit, it's like it bowed in. You'll see. What the heck was I saying? Gosh, well. Oh yeah. Wash off the Allen. Anyway, I was going to say something. I forgot what it was. That's okay. It doesn't matter. So keep things in perspective, But let me know about what you've done, what you've gone through in life, because we've all gone through adversities, hard times. It throws you off kilter for a while. And if you've been thrown off kilter recently, just hang in there. Hang in there, man. Hang in there. That's the best advice you can give. I know it's not very much. I know it doesn't help to hear someone just say words, but all right, let's wash this off, dry it off, put some aftershave, get out there, and meet the insurance adjusters when they come this afternoon to give us our estimates. I'll let you know how it goes. I'll let you know how all this shakes out. Terror. But let me know what you're going through right now. What are your coping mechanisms? How do you make it through each day? There was a great quote from Frank Sinatra. He said, I'm for anything. Now I'm paraphrasing, I can't remember exactly. I'm for anything that gets you through the night. Whether it's prayers, tranquilizers, or a bottle of Jack Daniels. Whatever it is that helps you make it through the night or the day or anything. I want to know, because maybe we can help some people. Maybe we can take some tools that you guys have developed and we can all benefit from it. Anyway, that's it. That's my story. Both sad but true. Both sad but true. Both sad and true. Take it to pieces and mend it with glue, as John Lennon once said. All right, everybody, have a good one. Got to go take care of some broken stuff. The shattered wagon I got to drive around in. I'm going to the shattered wagon. Is that any good? See you later. See that, folks? That's not a spiral galaxy. These are dents in the hood of my car from giant baseball-sized hail. Here's put my hand next to it. There's that one, that one, that one. They're all over the car. But this isn't the news. This is the news right here, folks. This is the news. Let me get over here. Oh, look at that. Look at that windshield. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But this, look at that. So shattered. Baseball-sized hail. Oof. Like on the inside, let me show you the interior. This thing is actually, yeah. It's like hanging down inside the car. Anyway, there you go. Central Texas. Oof. Yep. Insurance adjuster's coming today. Hello, dent.